All right, so it's the day after Independence Day, Sunday, July 5th, and we're just gonna take a quick early morning stroll. I'm sure I'll be doing some maintenance tasks here and there, but that's gardening. Here I got 3 drift roses that I purchased early this week. I'm still trying to figure out where to put them. Beautiful. I've got a few elephant ears coming up. There's one right there. Obviously there's one right there. There are a couple over there. So this area is going to be packed. All right. Beautiful baby gem. The coreopsis have finished blooming already. And up are the black eye Susans and my sedum. It's a veggie bed. I've got a few zinnia seedlings coming up because I need some color. And I've got to harvest the rest of that kale and probably throw in some potatoes. Excuse the mess, guys. 2 containers for the dungeon area under the stairs. My boy's waiting for me. It's like, what are you doing, Pops? Thought we're supposed to be touring the garden. So, let me see, is this a ginger 9 bark or a summer wine? This is a summer wine. I had to do a major pruning on it this spring because it was just shaped really odd. So I'm still working on the edge of this long border, and see where I got that piece of 2x4 or 1x4. I'm kind of using that half moon edger to make a nice straight line for edging. So in this bed, it's really my sun garden. I've got some calamint right here, which the bees are going crazy over. It's a nice filler plant, and I got them as little sprigs. So I've got a butterfly bush back there, which I'm sure is going to get twice its size. And there's a smoke tree bush. It's first year. You can tell I like coneflowers. I've got some pastel Achillea yarrow underplanted. All right, and I continued on with the moonshine. I just planted those yesterday, and behind it are some goldenrod. I've got about 5, so that's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be very just like a show this fall. All right, here's a little hedge I continued on yesterday. That one right there was where I continued on yesterday, and I planted these other 4. So yeah, it looks kind of rough, but like I was saying, I'm trying to create a nice straight edge. So that's part of my garden task for today. Okay. And then I also planted a whole bunch of like salvia, agastache back there. There's a little drift of agastache. Anise hyssop. And I got some Verbena bonariensis right here, a little drift. And there's some cobalt, gay feather back there. There's a big butterfly weed, and I thought that over there was a button bush, but it looks exactly like butterfly weed. And I know when I winter sowed both of them, I was very precise as far as labeling, at least I thought I was. So behind it are some very tall cut leaf coneflower. I heard that those can be invasive, but we're gonna see. And I just planted 3 of these Black Eye Susan. Actually, there's a tag right here. Rebecca Fulgida. I'm not going to try to read the rest, but it's Black Eye Susan. So here's my hedge of butterfly bush. Still a work in progress. It's the first season. This happens to be his favorite bush. Right, Boomer? Mm-hmm. As you can tell, I'm in progress back here working on this bed. That's the last butterfly bush. So here's a look at the hedge. That's gonna be pretty in a couple years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So over here, I've got some ghost fern with some, what are these again? Anemones, Japanese anemones. All right. There's a big Alice oak leaf hydrangea. Okay, these are coming along. My phlox are putting on some blooms. And the reason you guys see cardboard peeking out from underneath the mulch, it's a really convenient method of mulching areas that hasn't been thoroughly cultivated. But it's an easy way to start a new garden bed. And so back here I have all Shishigashira camellias. It's like a hedge. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's really like a true woodland setting back here. That back area along the fence, I've got to really tame it and put the cardboard down, and actually I'm going to put like 2 or 3 layers of cardboard and mulch, and by next season I'll be able to plant it up. But the farthest I've got was really in the front of the border, so that's what you're seeing here. You can tell I love my caladiums. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is the last camellia. And that's a sad case right here. It was an Akuba I got last year, and it's like half of it died. I think what they do is the growers, they stuff like 1 or 2 or 3 plants in the same pot. So clearly, one plant didn't do too well. So this right here is an Invincible Hydrangea. It's first season. I planted it probably 2 months ago, and it's already giving me some blooms. And so what I'm gonna have here, as you can tell, there's a bed division right here. This is gonna be the main bed back here. And then over here, I'm gonna have a walkway, which that tub is in the way of. And it's gonna be a new bed over here. So I'm in the process of doing that. So you're really looking at a garden that's, you know, really a work in progress. And all of these daylilies, I didn't plant them. They were here when I bought the house. So I decided to just roll with them, work with them. Here's my compost bin. It's never an attractive sight, but it's very necessary. Obviously, that's where I initially put in my composted materials, and there's the second phase, and there's the finished phase, which it's finished. So, and I do admit I do buy compost too, so I'm not gonna lie. I just don't have that much plant material to create a substantial amount of compost. So over here, I've got some serious vole damage. So I've got to get some repellent and put that down before I continue with this garden bed. But obviously I've got 2 Japanese camellias, and these are the spring blooming varieties. Look at that. Got vole damage. See that hole? That's a vole hole. Yep. So it's eating my camellia. And that's why my camellia, which started off very green, very robust, is declining. So got to get on top of these voles. And here's an Alice that I got to plant. All right, so that's a quick mini tour of some of the garden, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.